Shalom, shalom. How y'all doing, beloveds? Hope everybody's having a wonderful, blissful, blessed day. You know what I'm saying? Very fascinating day. I hope everything is going in order for everybody. I hope that you are telling yourself, you know what I'm saying, that you love the person that you are, seriously. You know what I'm saying, that you stand prayed up and everything, right? Being encouraged. I'm smiling because I have a good message. You know what I'm saying? I come bearing good news, right? And so I wanted to say, so I named this one P.O.P, right? Potency of potential, right? So, you know, I speak a lot about Genesis 5:20, right? I don't know if that wind is too windy. Kind of cracking a little bit. All right. So I speak a lot about Genesis 5:20, right? And with Genesis 5:20, you know what I'm saying, we mess around and we know that the Most High tends to use, you know what I'm saying, those things are evil for good, right? Yep, never fails. As soon as I get ready to, it's gonna be, it's cool. So we know that the Most High uses those things of wicked, you know what I'm saying, or evil for good, right? All right, now you don't start doing all that now. I rebuke you going somewhere. The devil gonna try to play on me. I don't like all that. Every time. Go on somewhere. All right. Roll these up so I have no interruptions. You know what I'm talking about. Good. All right. So the Most High uses wicked, you know what I'm saying, evil for good, right? And so we know this to be true because there are things that we end up going through, right, in life, and these things end up basically being the dirt that is used in order for us to be able to grow, right? All right. So Salakia, excuse me. So what I want to say is this, is that all the times and situations, you know what I'm saying, that we have been through in life that have tried to break us down, dang, I'm kind of jumping forward, but regardless, that try to break us down, you know what I'm saying, basically have helped us to develop into, you know what I'm saying, the strong person that we are today, right? There's a thing that I've heard that they speak about, I think it's like, they said something about a cup and what's inside of it, you know what I'm saying, if it spills out or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever is in the cup gets on you or whatever, right? But I don't remember it verbatim, but I have taken something from that and was like, you know what, I look at life as we are the cups. The things that we are filled with, you know what I'm saying, initially will eventually fester, you know what I'm saying, and end up basically, I guess, growing into who we are or what we're consistent of, right? So if we consist of like negativity, right? You can have a cup of poison and put as much sugar in it as you want. But the thing about it is, it's still a cup of poison. So regardless, it's gonna mess around, you know what I'm saying, and it's gonna eventually kill you, regardless. You can have, go on somewhere. You can have a cup, you know what I'm saying, of you can have a cup of water, right? And because of what you put in it, you know what I'm saying, then it could still have some type of healing factor. You know what I'm saying? It can be something that can replenish you, that can, you know what I'm saying, help you replenish, right? And so what I'm saying is that as we're cups, that what we are naturally filled with are the things that eventually come out of us. Okay? And so when a person is filled with negativity, then the negativity is going to automatically stem and spawn up out of them. You know what I'm saying? When a person is filled with positivity, then positivity is going to, you know what I'm saying, mess around and, you know what I'm saying, spawn out of them. Right? And so, let me say this. Let me move this over here. Say, now rebuke you in the name of the Father, rebuke you in the name of Christ, Yahushua Mashiach. You will not be able to deter this message. No interruptions. Sorcery and witchcraft, demonic attacks, and every assignment, I null and void those. They shall have no effect. All right. I have to move over here to this side. Because it's never until I start doing these videos whenever that type of stuff be happening, which is, it irks me. But the devil knows that. The devil's like, yeah, let me try to. But this is the thing though. Even with that type of stuff, right? The enemy tends to always want to try to knock you off your swivel. The enemy wants to always try to do whatever he can to try to deter you, to try to, you know what I'm saying, aggravate you and make it to where you are very much, you know what I'm saying, perturbed or dismayed or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And thank you. You see, and he ain't around no more. That type of stuff. But regardless, you know what I'm saying, the devil tries to utilize whatever little tactics that he can in order, you know what I'm saying, to basically kind of diminish what you consist of, whether it be your potency, whether it be a message that you want to give, you know what I'm saying, whether it be your giftings. There's a lot of times where there's a lot of people that will mess around and they come against you, right? And so as they come against you, or they'll mess around and be in your circle and try to go ahead and snake you, or, you know what I'm saying, they'll end up seeing what you got going for yourself and end up trying to take you off your swivel, right? One thing that I learned is that in the midst of it, though these people and these things might get you, you know what I'm saying, frustrated or whatever, right? There's always thanks in it, because what's truly inside of you is going to come out of you. So if you were a person that you seek greater, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to get greater. If you were a person that you seek, you know what I'm saying, just the bare minimum, then that's what's going to come at you. You're going to get the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? So as you mess around and you are getting a lot of, you know what I'm saying, interruptions, or in life you've had a lot of people turn their backs and stuff like that on you, or paint you into whatever light that they want to paint you in. You know what I'm saying? No, they don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in, right? You should learn how to really give thanks, because these things help drive a person. These things inspire you, you know what I'm saying, or aspire you to be able to reach certain limits and levels. If a person had never been picked on, you know what I'm saying, in school, and picked on, or just even in life had been picked on so many times, then they would not have learned the craft and the skill of how to really be able to fight or defend themselves. So you give thanks for that. if a person would have stopped at, oh, I think I can do it, but then, you know what I'm saying, every time they try to do it, something has come as a distraction or whatever to try to, you know what I'm saying, eliminate the due process in your life, then you would have never been, you know what I'm saying, the top performing athlete, artist, you know what I'm saying, speaker, or, you know what I'm saying, mathematician, scientist, doctor, nurse, you know what I'm talking about, teacher, whatever. You would not have been these things, right? Had it not been the people that mess around and had ended up, you know what I'm saying, basically coming around and poking their knives in you and, you know what I'm saying, cutting your heart or whatever, any opportunity they could to stab you in your back, right? You know what I'm saying? Or play mind games with you. You would not have tightened up, you know what I'm saying, to be able to create boundaries, you know what I'm saying, for your heart, even boundaries for your mind, or even self-confidence or self-belief that you are able to achieve something whenever you see a lot of things that come against you, right? So what I'm saying in that is that life comes with two type of ordeals. Life comes with a victor, or it comes with a victim, right? And so whenever you are a person that is filled with victory, then those things that is inside of you eventually come out all the time. You're gonna walk in your confidence. You're gonna walk in, you know what I'm saying, your authority. You're gonna walk in your Yah ordained right. You know what I'm saying. You're gonna walk in your skill. You're gonna walk in your potential, because you have the potency of it. Potency and potential is hand in hand. It's like a certain thing that's of whenever you make a chemical concoction, whenever you make certain things, you know what I'm saying, to make formulas or whatever, right? The thing that makes that formula work the most is the potency, you know what I'm saying, of what is certain things, you know what I'm saying, create an effect for it to actually have, you know what I'm saying, an outcome, what is that word, you know what I'm saying, a desired outcome. There we go, thank you. So a desired outcome, right? So I was listening, you know what I'm saying, to a good friend of mine, and you know what I'm saying, she was speaking about how there are certain things that had happened in the past with her, and so she ended up basically being, you know what I'm saying, like thankful, because those things helped mold her with her prayer life and helped her really, you know what I'm saying, be able to overcome and be that much more closer to the Most High, right? And these are the things that the Most High needs and or will utilize and needs in order for, you know what I'm saying, us to be able to develop, you know what I'm saying, into who we're led to be, who we're called to be. This is why it says, and why I say that Genesis 5:20, when it speaks about, you know what I'm saying, those things that are of evil, I will use it, you know what I'm saying, for good, right? There's another verse that highlights that. And what is it? It was 1 Peter 5:10, and it says, but the allure of all grace, or the God of all grace, right, who have called us into his eternal glory by Christ, after that ye suffereth a while, make you perfect, establish strength, and settle you. You see that? It also says in Ephesians, where it speaks about how we are his favorite workmanship, or we are his workmanship. You know what I'm saying? We cannot really like just completely work on other people, you know what I'm saying, without first working on ourselves. Now the thing about it is, as a person works on themselves, then you have to keep in mind, whenever you are walking in your confidence, then there's going to be a lot of people who haven't done the for real works, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to agitate their demons, you're going to irritate their spirit. People will pray and be like, give me a sign, or, you know what I'm saying, send me some help or whatever, and there'll be a cavalry that comes, and the Most High is utilizing these people to be able to speak life, to be able to give right direction and stuff like that. But then the people that have a victim mentality, will be the ones that get upset and disappointed and be like, I don't want to hear it, and oh, you can't tell me this, and you can't run me, and you trying to control me. And it's like, nobody's trying to control anybody. The thing about it is, you prayed for, you know what I'm saying, direction. You prayed for some help or whatever, and the Most High like, here, let me go ahead and place these people around you so that way it can help you. It's just like you having a friend. You keep dealing with a person, you know what I'm saying, that don't have your best interests at heart, and then you like, man, I wish there's somebody that can really see me for me, and that can really stick up for me. And then you have a friend that stick up for you, so then they like, hey, well, look, you know what I'm saying, you probably shouldn't do that, or that right there is not going to be good for you. But then, you know what I'm saying, you like, oh, see, you just, here you is trying to run me and all this type of stuff, but yet you prayed for, you know what I'm saying, a friend that can help you with that, with this type of thing, right? You prayed for somebody to really have your back. So you can't sit there and pray for something that you want, you know what I'm saying, but yet you keep entertaining your demons. This is what the world we live in right now. You see that? And so this is why it's a difference between those who are really doing the work and those who are really, you know what I'm saying, elevating and growing above, well, let me say it like this. Those who are really growing, you know what I'm saying, instead of those who are wanting to stay stagnant, or those who are only wanting to go is just so far, right? So whenever we see these type of individuals, then we have to make sure that we know the difference between a Judas and a Peter, okay? Because some people can be helped, some people don't want to be helped. Those people who don't want to be helped, we don't need to waste our time trying to go ahead and pull those people out the mud. If they want to stay stuck, beloved, they got to stay stuck. They got to be there. It's not our job to do. We come to do a job, a task, and we've done it. And then, you know what I'm saying, those who want to stay stuck, if the Most High, you know what I'm saying, is if we're his workmanship, and he's like, okay, well, let me go ahead and I got something for them that can get them out the situation, then he'll end up doing it. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is this, right, is that I've used this analogy before, and so I'm gonna use it again. It's just like how, you know what I'm saying, our ways are not his ways are not our ways, right? So if we see a person that, you know what I'm saying, we feel like that they should be just punished the way we want them to be punished, you know what I'm saying, but that way might not be effective, you see, then the Most High like, don't worry, I got something for them. It's just like having a house of children, and the children, you know what I'm saying, they're mad at a certain sibling or whatever, and then the sibling, they want this sibling to get a whooping. But this is the type of sibling that if you whoop him or her, you know what I'm saying, whoop him or her, that if you whoop, Salaki, if you whoop them, then it won't have any effect compared to being able to take things away from that sibling, or being able, you know what I'm saying, to punish that sibling, and, you know what I'm saying, or having a stern talking to them. It's many different things that work for many different children, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to be able to, in order for you to get your point across. The Most High operates like this with us, you know what I'm saying. There are some that he knows is truly stubborn, and so they're not going to do whatever they, you know what I'm saying, is told to do or whatever, so they might need a little bit of harsh wrath, you know what I'm saying, of righteous wrath. It might be some that is like, we just don't care regardless, so it's like, okay, so he like, well, I'll let you do you, and then, you know what I'm saying, until the point I take, until you want me to put my hand back on you and cover you or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But if that's the case, you truly want to crash out, it's going to hurt me, but this is what you want, you know what I'm saying, because I've given you free will. Same thing, like, you know what I'm saying, with a person that is, they, you know what I'm saying, basically is, they need to, you know what I'm saying, need to have a privilege taken away from them or whatever in order for them to be able to understand, right? So this is the way it is within life, within us. Our thing is to not get stuck on wanting to try to pull everybody, you know what I'm saying, out that we know that we don't have any control about it. One thing that it makes it kind of hard is whenever you do have a big heart, whenever you do care for the people, whenever you do care for your brothers and sisters, you your brother and sister's keeper, you know what I'm saying, then you like, okay, I want us to be able to arise, and we need to, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, that would still kind of be selfish, because there are certain lessons in their process that need to be learned in order for them to be able to grow into the full entirety and totality of who they're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, into their full potential, right? So we can only help them, those who truly want to help themselves. Those who are like, okay, well, I just need a little bit of direction, or I really want to grow, or I really want to work together and build as a team, or help us build, you know what I'm saying, as a village and stuff like that. Those people that are on that same path, that in that same type of time, that have that same type of heart posture, are the ones that, you know what I'm saying, we can really build with. But we tend to get lost in the sauce because they have so many different people that are out here that are blending in, you know what I'm saying, and promoting certain stuff to make it look like that they're on the same type of time we're on, but they're not. So we have to allow them the space for them to be able to be themselves. Now, the thing about it is, as we allow them the space for them to be themselves, you know what I'm saying, we give thanks, because the things that they do, in the way that it makes us feel, in the way that we adjust our lives, in the lessons that we learn through that process, helps us to be able to advance compared to tearing us down. So we give thanks for that, right? I want to encourage some people, right? I want to say it like this, because some people be like, man, where do you get a lot of your strength from? You know what I'm saying? One thing is, I get my strength from being weak. Okay? So in my past, you know what I'm saying, I used to be so much of a people pleaser. I used to want to, you know what I'm saying, be able to have people to really like understand and comprehend and feel me the way, you know what I'm saying, that I'm able to feel people and stuff like that. There's been a lot of people I've been there for, but they have not really been able to be there for me the same way, right? There have been some people that in a certain point in time in life, whenever I ended up developing the toxic mindset and traits of those who were not able to give me what I desired, I ended up kind of acting out of that, you know what I'm saying? And in the midst of that, there are people that needed, you know what I'm saying, me to be whatever, and I was not able to really be able to give, you know what I'm saying? So life is an up and down. Life comes with many different things that help us that help us learn, you know what I'm saying, in order for us to be able to teach through our experiences, right? So let me say this too, because I feel like that I kind of veered off a little bit, but I don't think I did. But the reason I say veered off is because one of the main things is that in the midst of being weak, you know what I'm saying, is where the true strength is buried at, and where it ends up budding and turns into strength. Okay? Because when the Most High uses those that are outcasts, those who people will not really take serious, those who have you know what I'm saying, infirmities and stuff like this, and ends up changing them around to utilize them for wondrous, glorious things, you know what I'm saying, for the kingdom. He knows that there's a weakness that he was able to, because with that weakness, there was a point that they would end up being able to be dependent, you know what I'm saying, up on the Most High, because they knew within themselves for a fact that they weren't able to. Just like David. A lot of people be like, well, David, you know what I'm saying, David was after the Most High's own heart. We know this. Now, there were certain things, you know what I'm saying, that David ended up, like, you know, he ended up doing that was off the wall, that he was like, bro, you didn't have to do all that, you know what I'm saying? But it's the way that he was able to pray, and he knew, you know what I'm saying, that he was truly after the Most High's heart. He was looking for real relationship, knowing that he was flawed. This is why his prayers were that much more effective. This is why the Most High was like, you know what, I can use you because you're coming to me humbly. You know where your weaknesses is. The same thing with Moses. Moses was like, man, I can't really speak, you know what I'm saying? And if I can't really speak, then, you know what I'm saying, I stutter, how you gonna be able to use me? He like, I can use you. The fact that you already know what your weakness is, I can turn that around, you know what I'm saying, for the glory of the kingdom. Right? We did good for a while until they flew through it. But, you know what I'm saying, he uses that for the glory of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? There are many different people that he uses to be able to have a story that gives many people no excuse for you to be great. Okay? And the reason I say that is I say it like this, is that there's you know what I'm saying, there are people who mess around and don't have certain things. Like there are people that they don't have limbs and stuff like this, but yet they preach the word and they're giving encouragement. You know what I'm saying? They have not given up, and the Most High uses these people. He blesses them at where they are and ends up, you know what I'm saying, elevating them, raising them above, you know what I'm saying, a certain place, a bar, a plateau, you know what I'm saying, that they would not have been able to obtain. Go on somewhere. Satan, I rebuke you in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Go on somewhere. Flee. Man. So, you know what I'm saying? One of the things is that in the midst of being weak, one of the things that he ended up showing me and teaching me for strength, right? He just put it on me that it was like, the more and more you grow, then you get to realize that there are people who really don't want to see you get to where you need to get to, because a lot of these people feel like that you are going to do better than them, and some people have become so used to being able to step down on you, to keep their foot on your neck and keep you beneath them, because this gives them encouragement. Those are not your people. These are people that are carnal. These are weak people. These are people who present themselves as strong, but they are weak, because they, in order for you to have to stand on somebody else, and in order for you to feel highly of yourself, you know what I'm saying, this is not a spirit of love. They don't come in love. They come in flaw. You know what I'm saying? They come in a spirit of haughtiness, pride. You know what I'm saying? Ego. You see that? They come in a lot of that type of stuff, selfishness and all this type of stuff, in order for them to be able to raise above. So let me say it raw. In my life, I realized that a lot of people really wanted me dead for real. The thing about it is, it'd be so many people that be like, well, dang, how you still living? How you still living? And you know what I hear when people say that? They be like, why are you not dead yet? Why are you not dead yet? And I got to the point, I'm like, you know what? The more and more that you want me to be dead, the more and more I'm going to live. Because if my existence, you know what I'm saying, by me being me authentically and me growing is a threat to you by me just existing, and this is something that makes you angry, or it makes you wish, you know what I'm saying, wickedness upon me, then how much more pressure am I, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously by me just trying to better my life and me trying to, you know what I'm saying, have a corrective mind state, and for me to actually have a for real corrected heart posture and stuff like that, and it ends up making somebody upset and disappointed, then it's like, yeah, let me stay here for a while then, because I'm not going to give you what you want. You would want me to be in the grave, you know what I'm saying, so you could go ahead and do what you do to everybody else. They would want you to be in the grave for them to be able to take away from you and do what everybody else does. Once somebody passes and they feel like that there was a threat or whatever, they end up trying to put on that person's personality, characteristics, you know what I'm saying. They want that person's lifestyle and all this type of stuff. And this should show you that these are demonic based people. These are people that are filled with wicked spirits. People already today, surely as you alive, surely as I'm alive, you know what I'm saying, as we live, there are so many people that emulate, you know what I'm saying, those things that we consist of, because they look at it as something marketable, something that they can put on, something that they can go ahead and fashion themselves as, you know what I'm saying, in order for people to be able to give them that gratification, you know what I'm saying, that admonition, you know what I'm saying, that you get by just you waking up being your natural self. So in the midst of that, I used to be like, man, I told you before, there was times when I was messing around and I really didn't like myself. I was suicidal. I was like, man, until I realized the Most High was like, why? Because I made you great, because I made you who you are, and I've given you strength, you know what I'm saying, because I blessed you with certain gifts, and you're not able to see really what these people see in you. But just give it time. Let me go ahead and keep putting that dirt on you, because you are a seed. Now when they keep putting that dirt on you and everything like that, then I'm going to go ahead and water you. I'm going to water you with love. I'm going to water you with things that I can show you. Because the more and more that you realize and you get to see that light that's at the end of that tunnel, you're going to realize that you can grow. And as you realize and you grow, then you like, you know what? By the time you look down, you're going to see that you in full blossom and you flourish into something so beautiful. I say this I say this to be able to encourage other people, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what people need in order for them to be encouraged. It's so many people that want you dead, they want you down and out, they want to cast you off, they want to go ahead and have you know what I'm saying, deterrent parties. They want to mess around and, you know what I'm saying, destroy you, assassinate your character. Then they want to put on you because you rock you like you, and can't nobody else rock you like you. So how dare you give up? How dare you allow these people to mess around and make you feel like that you less than? How dare you allow these people who rule the world to dictate how you are supposed to operate and act within your own faction of yourself, who you are greatly designed for? The Most High does not make mistakes. You are not a mistake. Yeah, you might got some things that go on that you know what I'm saying, the enemy had threw on you and stuff like this. It was a lot of dirt and everything like that. But last time I checked, beloved, dirt is one thing that's helped to make somebody grow. Dirt is one thing that helps a person grow and for them to flourish. It's something that is needed. It's vital. It's soil. Yeah, it looks dirty in the beginning, but in the midst of it, you're able to grow from it, and this is why you're able to rise above it. Last time I checked, I don't see no tree, I don't see no flower, I don't see no fruits, no vegetables, anything that is grown in the soil that's needed to be grown, you know what I'm saying, that is able to have fruit or able to have a purpose, you know what I'm saying, of some sort of construct. I don't see them looking down at the dirt and being like, oh, I wish I wasn't in the dirt or whatever. They grow from that. They utilize that. Sometimes people got to mess around. They done used up a lot of that soil, so now people got to shovel more dirt on them. You know what I'm saying? The more and more that you will truly grow and elevate in your life, expect people to throw dirt on you. Give them thanks. People barely like who they are themselves, so who are you to come into agreement with somebody not liking who you are because you speak or because the Most High told you to do certain things? These people can't put you into hell or heaven. It's Abba Yah's job to do so. So last time I checked, who are these people? You know who these people are? These people are the ones that are being able to be utilized to help you grow. Whenever you have things that grow, sometimes they need to be pruned. Sometimes you need to be able to, a tree might grow over and grow crooked. You might need to go ahead and put something there in order for it to lean up against, in order to get it to grow straight up. You know what I'm saying? This is the resistance. You know what I'm saying? The resistance that comes in life. These things that help you, you know what I'm saying, align right spiritually, that help you grow. Because truly, as you grow on the inside, then the outside will reflect who you truly are on the inside. We are what we are on the inside, reflecting who we are on the outside. There's so many people that cover themselves with all this different type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and thinking that they're really doing something, but they're not successful at all, what they think they are. They're not doing anything to help better society. They're not really looking out, you know what I'm saying, looking for ways to be able to help, you know what I'm saying, and better the nation and better the people, you know what I'm saying, to help encourage and educate and upraise, you know what I'm saying, the children, the future, right? Because they're too busy worried about the me thing. They're worried about the ego. Oh, I got this money and this is going to make me, and yeah, I got this and this is my provision and everything like that. But last time I checked, you know what I'm saying, it's a village. And these will be the same people that mess around and need your finances and everything else, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to be able to develop and keep feeding them into who they're supposed to supposedly act like that they are whenever they're not. If all that type of stuff stops, they're not gonna have nothing. They're gonna be looking like Boo Boo the Fool. They're gonna be like, dang, I sold my soul for a jelly roll, for real. This is facts. So stop looking at other people's lifestyles and being like that, dang, I'm not there and I wish that I was there, and then you end up, you know what I'm saying, having a victim mindset, saying that, you know what I'm saying, well, I'm not going to be able to do it, so now just let me fall right back into the things that I'm used to and all this type of stuff. No, you don't got to do that. The enemy is wanting you and waiting for you to be able to do that. The enemy wants you to be at your lowest peak, for you not to see your potential, in order for him to go ahead and be like, you know what, now that I got you here, let me keep you in that thing that kept you bound. You know what I'm saying? Now I got you right back locked up. Your mind is not free. Your spirit is not free. Your heart is not free. So now it's going to be excuse after excuse. You're going to end up looking to live vicariously through everybody else in their example. To go ahead and put the faults and the blames upon yourself, the shame upon yourself, bounded by these chains and everything like that of self-doubt. You know what I'm saying? Self-loathing, feeling like that you're not worthy enough. Putting yourself and your energy into other things that really did not serve you. Those things that can't take you out of, you know what I'm saying, the space that you were confined in, that you keep waking up telling yourself that I'm not bound by these things, but yet you truly are bound by these things. That's how the enemy works. The enemy wants you to stay stuck and stagnant. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. Anything that is beneath you will continuously pull you down. Last time I checked, we not out here pulling nobody down. If anything, we pulling people up. Some people don't see what up is because they up is backwards. They looking at it like, okay, well, my down is up. You know what I'm saying? And that's more power to them. Let them go ahead and be. Because one thing about it is this, is that truly as their down is up, you know what I'm saying, it means that they have to probably be down there for a little while in order for the Most High to be able to use them. And if they want to stay stuck there, then they'll stay stuck there. You know what I'm saying? But it comes to a point in time where everybody has been low before. And we ended up, you know what I'm saying, seeing that the sky is the limit, and realizing that in the sky there is no limit. So we are a people that are limitless. There has been so much time that people in history have told us and to denounce who we were. We got brothers and sisters that get mad, oh, I don't want to be dark and all this type of stuff, the sun, or you mess around and bleach your skin, you mess around and joke about the other person and colorism and all this extra stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because you truly don't love who you are. Whenever you were made and crafted beautifully, you know what I'm saying, in your own authenticity. It don't matter if you got short hair, long hair, if you got no hair or whatever. It don't matter if, you know what I'm saying, you got a limb or you got all limbs or whatever. It does not matter. The thing that matters is who you truly are on the inside of you. How can you make that work? One thing about people that's talking about that they hustlers and stuff like that, the biggest bag is the person that can actually be able to know that inside of themselves is a fortune and they're a mastermind. You know what I'm saying? Instead of who they can use and try to go ahead and pander to in order for them to try to make it look like something for them to keep some things coming in. We live in a world right now where so many people are so anxious to go ahead and jump on the bus of sin and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? To be able to just fall into these excuses. And then get mad. It be the same people that mess around and be like that, oh man, I get tired of women not taking me serious, or I get tired of brothers not taking me serious and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yet you keep jumping on the ship of those who just keep playing around, sleeping with many different men or sleeping with many different women. You know what I'm saying? And then you're not offering them nothing that's of substance. You know what I'm saying? You playing with them, playing mind games and stuff like this. You are a hurt person hurting those who are hurt, and you are helping destroy a nation. You are helping destroy a people. The people at the top sitting back like this, while you go ahead and then you just keep going ahead and allowing yourself to be the lapdog of these people. They're not like that with themselves. I wonder why. It'd be the same people that mess around and say this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't stand that women don't take men serious and all this type of stuff and everything like that. But then here you are, you know what I'm saying, lusting and all this stuff. You're not practicing, you know what I'm saying, celibacy. You joke and make fun of the people who practice celibacy. You go ahead and you promote sexual images and all these different connotations and stuff like that, and then wonder why you get the results that you get. You like playing with the same demons that you're praying against. So it's like, why even waste your time with the prayer? You sound like clangy gongs. You sound like cymbals, you know what I'm saying? That's making all kind of noise and stuff like that while you talking. It's not the Most High like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because truly, until you are for real ready in yourself to really make the change and to get the things that you desire, then that's whenever you can be blessed with it. But you can't be out here and be toxic and I feel some type of way about this and I don't want to make the corrections with myself and everybody else is flawed but me. You can't be that type of person, you know what I'm saying, trying to exist and then create a reality, you know what I'm saying, that you want to work for you whenever you are still being negative. This is for men and women. There's so many of them that be like, oh, well, why can't I find a good brother and all this type of stuff? But yet you keep, you know what I'm saying, allowing so many men in your door. You have a revolving door for many different men. You have all these demons on you and stuff like that. And then you, the ones that don't really want you, you're chasing these ones, you know what I'm saying, effortlessly. And these ones is like, we don't care, they don't take you serious and all this type of stuff. So then you go into the victim mindset, woe is me, and then therefore no dude is good. Same thing vice versa with dudes with the sisters. This is what this is. And then these people act like that they do not grow and that they don't mess around and end up, you know what I'm saying, having bonds and, you know what I'm saying, like friend relations and stuff like that, like meeting friends and stuff like this. They could be at a workplace and mess around and meet somebody younger than them, and their mindset is messed off. So now they telling the young brother, the young sister, you know what I'm saying, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the opposite sex, oh, they not really about nothing, so now it ain't nothing but just to go ahead and dog them and stuff like that, when the person ain't even got their feet wet yet because they're young and they looking to you for guidance and you telling them the wrong thing. So now you are having them go right through the same storms that, you know what I'm saying, you have not tried to get yourself out of, and they on a sinking ship, and then who do they blame? They end up having to blame themselves, but you did done nothing but the work of the enemy. It's the same thing. But this is what I'm saying, because even in the midst of that, there are people who truly want to be able to be fixed. There are people that really truly, they long for, you know what I'm saying, growth for real, to be able to advance and elevate spiritually. And so with them wanting to really advance and stuff like that, then the Most High comes and teaches them certain lessons. This is one reason why I always say that the L's that we take in life are never losses, only lessons. You just have to look for people that really, you know what I'm saying, that have the same aspirations or that have a certain type of goal that they're trying to get to, or that they're at, that you're trying to get to. How do you do that, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Let me unpack it for you. First and foremost, it's a thing that's called discernment that we each and everybody have. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, it's a morality, a moral compass that we have embedded within ourselves, a thing that helps the basis of the potency for our potential. So if you want greater, if you knew better, you do better. You heard that saying, right? Right? If you know better, you grow better. So it's the same thing. If you truly desire to be able to grow and you really do care about yourself, and knowing that you care about yourself enough that you are an important piece of this puzzle that is given, you know what I'm saying, by the Most High here on this realm to help all the pieces correlate for us to be able to operate for real in the right direction, then you really have already unlocked one of the keys, because you have a self-desire for you to be able to grow. You know what I'm saying? For you to grow internally and eternally. So now this is one the Most High can be able to use you, because now you see that within those weaknesses that he allowed you to see, then it's like, okay, now you know you got these weaknesses. Now I'm going to help give you strength through that, and it's going to be for my glory. Now you operating in that, now operate in your authority and walk in your confidence. And as you walk in your confidence, then you're able to, you know what I'm saying, help other people grow. And now you are able to be effective in the right way. And now you are that much more potent. You see that? It's just like you have water. That's why I said earlier, you have water. You mess around and you can put, you know what I'm saying, vinegar, you know what I'm saying, in the water. Or you can, we'll say in the same water, you can put vinegar in, you know what I'm saying, and then you can put, you know what I'm saying, sugar in. Depending on how much that you put, one of them is going to be more potent than the other. Now, the thing about it is vinegar is very potent. So regardless, you know what I'm saying, vinegar is probably going to overtake a lot of that unless you put a lot of that extra inside of it. But then it shows you that, you know what I'm saying, the more that you have to put inside of it for it to outweigh, you know what I'm saying, that potency is the same way that the world operates whenever they have to put that much more negativity inside of you to go ahead and kill your dreams, kill your character, kill your mind, kill your heart, kill your spirit. This is what they do. It's so many people that don't really want to grow. You know what I'm saying? There are so many people that truly do want to grow, but they don't know the direction because so many other things is pushed inside of our faces to look like whatever. And so now people are, you know what I'm saying? But this is why a lot of us are telling you all to be able to really use the proper discernment. You know what I'm saying? We spoke about the trees of the good fruit. You know what I'm saying? Good trees bear good fruit. Bad trees bear bad fruit. You know what I'm saying? We've already spoke about the good fruits and the bad fruits. We know this. You know what I'm saying? So then it comes to the point of, now that you come into the point of knowing, then it's like, what are you going to do with it? Because now comes experience, you know what I'm saying, an application for you to be able to gain wisdom. A lot of people be thinking I'm just talking, you know what I'm saying, at my back end about the stuff that I'm talking about. But like I told you before, the master has failed a lot more times than the student has tried. It's been so many things in life. I have been so gullible, naive, you know what I'm saying, trusting people, family members, friends, you know what I'm saying, strangers, all these many different things, because I'm like, I don't really know it yet. I'm trying to adapt in life, and how do I operate until these things, you know what I'm saying, so many heartburns, heartbreaks, so many betrayals, backstabbing, so many things have I abandoned myself and ended up taking on, you know what I'm saying, other people's personalities and stuff like that, and I didn't even like that. It showed me that what I truly am. So my potency, my potential ended up popping out. So it's like, now this is who I am. I already had a little bit of it then, but it was because I was so enamored with trying to fit in with everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Then I cut myself short. And this is what a lot of y'all are doing. Y'all cut yourselves short trying to fit in with people who that don't even fit in the pool that you're supposed to be in, because you belong in the ocean. And these people are fish tank people, beloved. This is why I'm smiling at the beginning, because it's like, if you only knew how much more potent you are, how much more potential that you are, and how much more of us that can actually operate, you know what I'm saying, in a certain directive for real, you know what I'm saying, that we can actually be able to be the people that we long to be, or the people that we longed to have to be able to defend us. We are now on the forefront, wanting, you know what I'm saying, those to be on the forefront for us. Well, I hate to break it to you, but we on the forefront. So we are those people that we needed as children. Everybody has an inner child that they look to in their mirror, no matter how much blame, you know what I'm saying, or how much of materialistic things that you have allowed to kind of block and bombard, you know what I'm saying, that inner child off and everything like that. That child, if you have not, you know what I'm saying, attended to that inner child, to help that inner child flourish and grow and forgive yourself and be able to encourage that inner child, it's always going to come out. You can be in whatever relationship that you think you're going to be in, and you think it can be the most successful relationship, but as long as that inner child is longing for somebody else to be able to give them the admiration, or, you know what I'm saying, the you know what I'm saying, inspiration, or the gratification, you know what I'm saying, that you have not been able to attain yourself, then you are not doing anything but putting those keys in the hands of somebody else they don't even qualify. They're not even responsible with those keys, because they don't know what those keys unlock, nor do they know what those keys keep closed. As long as you have the key, then it's like, okay, well, look, because you worked on yourself, I worked on myself, this is me, and you know what I'm saying, I might go ahead and give you a spare, but you don't get the master key. I give you a little spare and go ahead, you know what I'm saying, but that's over time when I'm able to trust you. This is how we should be as human beings with one another. We have so many people that's like, oh, well, I don't want a relationship right now. I just want to get my back blown out and all type of stuff. And it's like, what? What you mean? Like, kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. To each his own, but that's crazy. You got people that's like, oh, well, I don't want a relationship. I just want to go ahead and thrash everything that's you know what I'm saying, in the way and all this type of stuff. So what you're telling me is that you don't want to be a responsible adult, you know what I'm saying, because you've had chance to be able to hone who you were, growing, you know what I'm saying, to certain maturity levels in certain age ranges, you know what I'm saying, for you to be able to discover what your likes and your dislikes is. But you fell in love with the illustrious illusions of being able to utilize, you know what I'm saying, whoever you want and throw them away. So therefore now you are still operating in your own selfish desire that shows that the child inside of you is really not healed. It's the same thing about being a child, and a child got a toy that they don't really like too much, but then, you know what I'm saying, they keep it to the back burner. Then somebody else come and they're like, oh man, and start doing all kind of extra stuff with the toy. And then now they're like, oh well, no, no, it's mine. And it's like, well, you don't even really, you know what I'm saying, acknowledge it or play with it. So what do you, you know what I'm saying? People are so controlling and possessive. This should show that us as a society, for real, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us don't really care about, you know what I'm saying, or have compassion, you know what I'm saying, and don't even care about the well-being of others. But the Most High is going to use a lot of these things in order for people to be able to grow. Because one thing I do know, you know what I'm saying, is that people eventually get tired for being misled and being gaslit and being abused and, you know what I'm saying, got it down the wrong path and being used and, you know what I'm saying, stepped on and mistreated. And, you know, people get tired of that to the point where they end up coming out of that corner and they get to fighting. They're like, you know what I used to be? Now come out that corner, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And they gonna fight. And the Most High like, yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? It used to not make sense to me because I was like, dang, I'd be like, Father, why you gave me this heart that you gave me? You know what I'm saying? And why did you put this compassion inside of me? Because people do me some type of way and I be forgiving and stuff like that. I'm feeling like a punk out here. And he was like, don't worry, just keep being there and you gonna get what I need you to get. And then got to the point where I'm like, well, dang, do you want me to just cut off my compassion? And you want me to go ahead and just rage out on people or what? And he like, no, I don't need you to rage out on people. I'm not finna rage you out on people. I'm gonna help you out. So as I help you out, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna utilize some things that are great for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hone them, I'm gonna turn those things around for you to be able to use those things. And they're gonna work out for my glory. Because you're going to be able to stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? And as you stand your ground, then it's like, as soon as you stand your ground, then you have created boundaries to be like, you know what? These things I'm not willing to give so freely. You start learning that you can't throw your pearls to swines. It's that type of thing. You know? So this is what I'm saying. Just know to really be thankful for a lot of the things in life, because some things don't make sense, but his ways are not your ways. Things might look like that it's out of whack. It might look like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but in the midst of that, he's like, cool, because you're so used to controlling things. You're so used to having things in your control. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, how can you ask me for me to be able to help you and show up and show out in your life if you want control? Because then whenever I bring you through stuff and I take you through stuff, you're not going to really be able to have the for real, you know what I'm saying, the for real compassion, the for real entirety, you know what I'm saying? So, hold on right quick. All right. Had to move around. They done mess around and try to call the police on me for nothing. Just sitting in the parking lot, man. I tell you, people be, the devil just be, that's crazy. But at least they were nice, you know what I'm saying? They, oh man, ain't nothing, man. There's no problem. We just, want, you know, didn't know what's going on. I'm like, psh. But you see, like I said, it's everything. The enemy gone. I'm telling you, the enemy, man, is for real, right? Hold on. All right. But yeah, beloved, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man. It's just you got to make sure that you have the faith in knowing that you can be able to give the thanks, you know what I'm saying, and those things that are set to try to diminish you. You know what I'm saying? You have the potency and the potential to be great, right? So in the midst of that, then just know that everything is everything. The Most High got you. He just needs you to be able to trust Him in the times whenever you don't really see it, the situations and scenarios. And I'll be learning, you know what I'm saying, in life as well, certain things that look like that, you know what I'm saying, they're supposed to take you out, but these things is not supposed to really take you out all the way. Let me pull over here. See if I can swing up here. These things are not supposed to take you out all the way. These things are supposed to help you to be able to gain your strength and to know that sometimes strength does not always come from yourself. Strength comes from the one who is given, who gives you, you know what I'm saying, the strength, right? It's the same thing like an individual can mess around and be, it's the same thing like an individual can mess around, you know what I'm saying, and be, they can be strong physically or whatever, right? But then they end up having limits, and as they reach these limits, you know what I'm saying, and the strength is actually deteriorating, you know what I'm saying, in the times of it's really strenuous and it weighs heavy down on them or whatever, that drive that they have, you know what I'm saying, that adrenaline, that extra boost, that is the thing that they can depend on, because it's something outside of themselves that helps them to be able to accomplish the task. It's the same way within life. You see? So that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just continuously be able to give thanks and just know that you rise above. It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. Some people make it look easy. We make it look easy, but it's not as easy. The thing about it is just becoming into the point of being, you know what I'm saying, acceptance of a lot of different things. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be.